So today I wanted to make something big, white, and massive. That's right, I wanted to make the hat that Doug Dimmadome wears from Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimmadome. That took me so many tries to get right. Okay, so to start off, I want to tell you that I got all my supplies from Hobby Lobby because I thought that'd be the perfect place just to get a bunch of weird technical stuff that I would need to build this nice, huge contraption of a hat. So to start off building this, I'm gonna go from the base to the top. And at the bottom, I have a regular cowboy party hat that costed like $4.49. Really cheap because I guess they make a lot of these. So to start things off, I'm basically just gonna be putting this white piece of paper, measuring it out just a little bit above the brim, marking it with my pencil, which is about right there. I don't know if y'all can see it. Then after that, I'm just gonna be grabbing my foam hoops right here that are about the same size as my hat brim. And then I'm going to just glue it all around there, and then I'll have a nice little hoop for my little hat. So the hoops only costed me $2.50, while the paper only cost me 98 cents per piece of paper. To make my hat extra long, I was gonna go ahead and glue the two pieces of paper long way so I can make my hat extra longer and make it look more funky and cartoonish. Also, if y'all are wondering how I reload my glue gun with glue sticks, all I do is put it in my mouth and another canister. Just reload that bad boy. Okay, this is turning out pretty well so far. I'm gonna finish gluing everything, and then I'm also gonna be adding another hoop on the inside of this so I can have more structural integrity to my hat. Now that my hoop hat part is properly made, it's a little unstable. I didn't exactly make it like straight, so I'm gonna cut off the little access, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my hat. While I was cutting my hat, I realized I needed to have kind of a curved shape on the bottom so I can more easily glue it to the bottom of my hat with my hot glue gun. Okay, now that I cut it and shaped it all into place, it actually looks like it's coming out pretty good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and glue this whole part on the bottom. And if you're wondering how expensive this hot glue gun, it came with 20 glue sticks and there was only $8. Okay, that's done. I finished gluing the bottom part of this hat. Now the next step of this is to cut up the top part of it to shape it into like a nice little curve. And then I'm gonna use some more of this white paper to cover it up. So to figure out how long I was gonna make my hat, all I was just gonna do was just roughly guess how big I needed to cut it down. And then also use a tape measure to figure out how long I would need to cut it towards the other side to make it the same height. And after I was done cutting both sides, all I had to do was put my third piece of paper on top of there and roughly measure how much I would need to cut and mark around my little hat so I can perfectly get it on there. The cutting of the round shape of the hat didn't have to be perfectly precise because I knew I wasn't going to be able to perfectly draw a line to figure out how long my hat needed to be. So I just measured out the sides, and then after I was done measuring out the sides, I went ahead and thought I should glue it, and then I should just cut off the excess. Okay, I pretty much have the top piece of my hat really nicely done. It looks pretty good if you ask me. As y'all can see here. So yeah, let's go on to the next step. So I'm gonna be adding this yellow little weird fabric that I also got at Hobby Lobby, because as you can see in Doug Dimmadome picture of his hat right there, he does have this yellow thing. I don't know what it is, but this looks close enough to the hat's color. So I'm just gonna cut it in half, and then I'm just gonna wrap it around there. And don't worry, this is only 98 cents. Also, I love how the camera is not capturing the whole hat right now. So now I officially finished building this, but I also wanted to give it like a nice cartoon taste. So I'm also going to be drawing like a black line all the way around the top of the hat. So it's going to look, you know, obviously more like a cartoon hat. And if you're looking at this and wondering, wow, Pedro, you really suck at drawing black lines. Why, first of all, yes, I do. But second of all, there's a lot of glue here, so it kind of makes it even harder for me to draw a straight line. As y'all can see, this is a massive hat. You can finally put it on. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, this is the greatest. I have reached peak serotonin. I can't really see how close this gets to my ceiling, but oh my gosh, it pretty much reaches all the way up there. I think it came up pretty well, but obviously I don't have the whole Doug Dimmadome outfit. But this was more just to make the hat, because the hat is mostly what I care about. Now, of course, the Doug Dimmadome dab. Ooh.